Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 266. And away we go.
Break some damn shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my yard. I'm Ramon Razor. Strip man, nature boy. About to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, my co-host, Mark Schwann. Marcus, before the show started, you were talking mad shit about Simone Biles. You want to continue that conversation?
I was not talking about shit.
You were like, how dare she do this? Like, taking a spot? Like, how dare she embarrass this country?
I was being sarcastic.
I didn't know you were one of those people.
I was being very, very sarcastic.
Why are you winking at me?
Oh, my God. Seriously.
No, but unbelievable backlash over this.
Really unreal.
Unbelievable. And there was a meme going around. I posted a meme of some fat guy eating pizza. Like, how dare she?
Oh, dude, I thought that was hilarious.
And it just seems to be the same. Like, these people are bitching and complaining about this woman, and they don't want to wear a mask?
Right.
I was just surprised at this backlash, man. Good for her. Do what you got to do.
Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. I'm on Twitter quite a bit, and I see a lot of negativity on there.
Well, that's what Twitter's for.
No, it's not. I think, okay, there's some misconception about Twitter and all of social media. If you want to go in there looking for a fight, you're going to find a fight. If you're going in there to find positivity, you're going to find positivity. Like, social media is whatever you want to look for, it's there.
I go to Twitter for the boobs, because it's the only place you can see uncensored boobs.
And there's also an audience for that. Good job, Putty.
Hey. On brand.
Yeah, I was about to say on brand for you. But no, yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, Simone Biles, say what we will about her. Like, my wife and I had discussions about this. Like, of course, there's that added pressure of, you consider yourself to be the GOAT, or people saying that for you. As a professional athlete, there's a lot of pressure. You get paid for that. You look at Jordan, you look at Barry Sanders, you look at a lot of people, but even those people I just mentioned still took a break at one point, still had to walk away at one point from the game.
Yeah.
So, which permanently they walked away prematurely. It's a lot to handle. And we forget, she's a 24-year-old girl. Granted, that's a little bit older for the Olympics, right? I think that's especially her specific sport.
Usually they're like one and done, maybe two.
Yeah.
Is there a fourth? Third or fourth one. Something
like that. But, in the grand reality of things, she's just a girl. She's a kid, 24 years old. I was out boozing every single day at that point in my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine the pressure that she's facing on day in, day out basis. And consider, again, looking at her specific sport, if she's not mentally in the game, she can die or be paralyzed.
Well, she had the twisties, which I thought was just a random term, but apparently it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Where you lose your balance in the air, and it lasts a week or two.
So I saw
That's
that.
Scary shit.
I saw it. You see the look in her face. Like, she completely got lost in there, midair. And was still able to land. Not like, the perfect landing, but she lost it. But I think anyone else, they would have just flat out lost it altogether. The fact that she was still able to land on her feet, I thought was still miraculous.
Are you partaking in any Olympics? Are you watching the Olympics? Are you an Olympic guy?
My wife is very active into it, so I'm watching it basically through her. Am I into the Olympics at all? No, not compared to everyone else. No, it really hasn't really been my thing. I mean, I'll watch certain things like when Kerry Walsh and Misty May Trainer back in the day.
Yeah, the volleyball.
The volleyball, I thought they were amazing at what they did.
Yeah.
So, beach volleyball, I'll watch every now and then.
You call me a perv.
Not even.
Okay, wink.
I could see why you would say that, but no, they're amazing athletes. But women's soccer, I've always been into that. I think the women's team has always been really like one of the best teams out there. But unfortunately, this year I feel like they've lost a step, and I think that's more in coaching than anything else. I've been really paying attention to that.
I'm so depressed.
Why?
I was here on my couch watching the Olympics.
Yeah.
Skateboarding.
Okay, skateboarding. All right.
They were telling me how the top medal contenders were like 15, 16-year-olds.
I mean,
What the hell was I doing when I was 15 and 16?
skateboarding wasn't always an Olympic sport, though. I mean, isn't that
That was like the first year, I think.
first year, right? I was about to
I
say.
never got into skateboarding either, but I'm like, I never really got into any Olympic sports. I always liked the Olympics growing up, but I never knew that's something I could do.
Right.
Like, what would I be doing? I always thought about archery. I took an archery. Some friend of mine had an archery birthday party when I was a kid. For some reason, I
wanted to do that.
never forgot it. There's a place a couple blocks away from my house. We could do it one day.
Oh, really? Because my wife and I, we that's something we always wanted to do.
Yeah, let's do this. I was thinking about doing because, like, only a couple blocks away from my house. I did that one time as a kid. I'm like, now as an adult, who I know what I'm doing, give it a shot. And I was thinking, I watched the archery in the Olympics. Nope, I can't do that. These guys are fucking just like the target was down the lane, right? And these guys are like pointing it up in the air. Like, what the fuck are you doing up in the air for? And then boom, bullseye. I don't know how these guys do it. These guys are.
I mean, they're in the Olympics for a reason.
There's a meme going around. Everyone's posting it. How the Olympics should have some one average person like do each event just to get the base scale of how great these athletes are. I'll do that.
Wait. So you think you're average in these things?
No, I'm horrible. So I
They
would
said
go,
average person. Like,
oh, that's true. Well, some practice. Maybe me and your wife can go out a couple times, do this archery place, and get some practice because it doesn't look that hard, but it's also very hard.
you know,
That's what she said.
archery does look very hard. Well, I will say this. So before the pandemic happened, my wife.
And how's curling a sport? Different.
Yeah, there's certain sports I don't get. But I was about to say, like, my wife and I, before the pandemic happened, we went axe throwing, and I thought that would be hard. I wonder if I was actually.
That's right. I remember that.
I was really good at it.
Anyway,
When's cornhole going to be an Olympic sport?
I'm assuming it's coming.
I think it's coming, right?
Also, what I don't understand is how there are some sports that are every Olympics they're there.
Mm-hmm.
There are some fringe sports where it depends, comes and goes. Women's softball's back
Yeah.
for the first time in X amount of years.
Didn't even realize that.
And I was watching one game, and they were saying how women's softball is one of the most popular sports in the country right now.
Our country?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
I can see that.
Women's collegiate softball is blowing up.
It is. I feel like every time I turn on ESPN,
everywhere.
Yeah. No.
So one, how is this a fringe sport when kayaking, slalom is every fucking year?
With slalom.
You go down the whitewater rafting in your little kayak or canoe, kayak, whitewater rapids. But you got to slalom through a bunch of poles.
Interesting. Okay.
I got tired watching it. I don't think these fucking guys do this. But yeah, women's softball, keep calling it volleyball,
Now-
is on the fringe.
Isn't wrestling's not a thing anymore, right?
I
In the Olympics?
think it still is.
Weren't they talking about getting rid of that at one point?
Might be on the fringe either. But I think
It might be a fringe. But meanwhile, wrestling's like the oldest Olympic sport,
it was the first one.
right?
Yeah.
That's just wild to me.
I don't know, man. But one sport, if they decide to come make an Olympic event, I'm guaranteed the medal. Karaoke. And you, my friend,
Yes,
ventured into the city
I did.
to karaoke with some good friends of ours. How'd that go?
Went out there with Brother Greatness. Who
You guys friends? You guys make up now? You guys best friends now? Duet?
I think we did do a duet.
Awesome.
Many drinks were had that day, so I can't remember necessarily everything. Karen Bam Bam was there. A few other people were there. It was a good time. It was a really good time, man. It all came about from Hollywood's Corner. You could watch it on YouTube, Shot of Wrestling. My second interview with Brother Greatness. It was a very good one, actually. Basically, that's how it came out. Actually, mid-interview, he talked about karaoke. I was like, yo, man, where's my invite for karaoke? He's like, dude, come on out. Let's do it. I was like, for real, let's do this.
Yeah, seriously.
We kept in touch afterwards, talked, and yeah, we did it up. A place called Course Karaoke, I think it was called.
Okay,
in
in the city.
Midtown. Yeah,
You guys get a room, or is it like one of those?
yeah. It was
party
one of
bars?
those. It was like one of those room places.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah,
Me and Green used to get up rooms all the time. Just it's a good outlet, a good way to get out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's I miss karaoke.
we started off hot, man. We started off with like '90s pop
That's
right
the way to
away,
go. I mean, 90
Right?
pop's the way to go.
right?
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC.
My first song was "Bye Bye Bye" in sync.
You do the dance?
I danced quite a bit. Listen, I'm not a singer, so I had to make up for it a lot with my
I think
showmanship.
you know the dance. The bye bye bye.
The dance, yes.
That's the way to do it. It's one of my secret talents. Picked it up. I don't know why. Learned it from TRL days. Dating ourselves.
I have to say, both Brother Greatness and Karen Bam Bam, they got some lungs on them, man. They can
Okay.
sing.
Can you sing?
No.
What's
I
your go-to
think I
song?
would test that. All right, my go-to songs are like more depressing songs.
Okay.
So I tried to stay away from that day because we were like very like upbeat and dancing. So I stayed away from like any depressing shit.
I totally agree with you. A lot of my go-to songs are like slow and sad, depressing.
Yeah.
One time, Green Man invited me out to one of his coworkers to do karaoke. I'm like, I can't fucking sing this song. I can't sing Every Rose Has a Store in here whenever it's fucking pumping up the jam.
Oh, good song.
Well, I saw what you were saying. Well, so what song did you hit?
What song did I hit that day, or
Yeah.
what's my go-to?
Oh, what's your go-to? I'm sorry, that was a question. What's your go-to?
I love "Hurt" by Johnny Cash.
I tried that one time. I could sound it okay, but I think it was too slow.
I can sound it okay. So I have to go with like what my vocal range
Yes,
is,
exactly,
and
yeah.
I'm a bass for sure as far as singing wise.
What's a good song?
Baritone? Is it,
Try that to do it one time.
"Love Me Tender" from Elvis
Oh, good one.
is a good one for me. If I want to get adventurous, I'll do "Wicked Games" by Chris Isaac.
Another one of my go-tos. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that song like hits me to my soul, bro. Love that. Yeah, I love the slower songs, man. But again, too depressing. For
So what
that
did you
atmosphere.
sing?
So I sang "Bye Bye Bye."
He's laughing. He's pointing at me and laughing. I don't know why.
I sang Backstreet Boys. I want it that way.
Okay, it's not like a staple.
Well, I was thinking because of this of what you do here with me.
Oh, that's right. So it sounded something like this.
Here we go. But I want it that way. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I want it that way.
Great, man. Great.
Yeah, it was on par with that.
Yeah, me and you agreed, man, to do karaoke one night, man.
No, I'm down for real.
Because one of our staples is the Call by the Backstreet Boys.
Ooh,
Nice little back and forth they got going.
okay. I wanted to do Les Mis, a little Les Mis action. The Confrontation. Do you know that one?
I've never seen Les Mis.
What,
I've never seen Les Mis.
dude? I'm not a musical guy.
I just never seen it.
That's like my favorite musical of all time. Have you seen a movie at all?
No. Know nothing about Les Mis.
Nothing at all.
No. So when you tell me, like, oh, you tell me, oh, I want to be this person and that person, I'm like, oh, I had to Google it. Like, who the fuck are these people?
Dude, is it okay? No interest, or you just never got around to it?
Never got around to it. No interest either. I don't know anything about the storyline. No, it's some French Revolution type thing. I'm like,
Oh,
I like
man.
more fun, upbeat ones like Hamilton. Hamilton's cool. American History. Grease is cool.
Never seen it. Brother Greatness was actually singing a lot of Hamilton stuff, so it had me interested.
I think I could rock some Hamilton at karaoke.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, I sang "Lose Yourself." I also sang that.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Some rap in there.
Threw some rap in there,
Nice. Good for you, bud.
dude. No, for real. You know, what? Honestly, man, if you have nothing, give Les Mis a shot, dude. The movie was pretty good actually, with Hugh Jackman and Hannah.
I heard it was
Anne
not
Hathaway.
good. I heard the Australian guy sucked.
Russell Crowe did suck. I
Why-
will say that.
He could have been that bad, or else he wouldn't have casted him.
Here's the thing: Russell Crowe looked the part.
Yeah.
He looked the part.
He's a badass.
Singing wise, so it wasn't on par with like he doesn't have a Broadway voice. That's the thing.
Jesus Christ Superstar can sing too.
Ooh. Okay.
One of my favorite.
Okay.
Whatever. Anyway, I think we're off topic.
We were way off topic.
I watched Black Widow.
You did?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
So now I'm worried. Is Scarlett Johansson mad at me because I watched it on Disney Plus? Like, is she gonna take my money from me? Because
Yo, well done by her, by the way. I have to say,
yeah, I mean,
she's getting
you'd think they would at least tell her. I mean, because it wasn't a secret that they were doing this.
right.
All of a sudden, she's surprised that they did this.
Well, I think the thing is when it was agreed upon initially. I mean, initially when they agreed upon the contract before she filmed, like
Oh,
you know,
yeah, it was a long time ago,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
a long time ago, right? And they never really discussed about what would happen next, yada yada. According to Scarlett Johansson, and it was pretty much a dick move by Disney releasing her salary the way they did.
That was a dick move, yeah.
that was a dick move.
But like, I never thought about me spending any money on Disney Plus Access because I'm paying for Disney Plus already.
Right.
Well, I'm going to pay some more for a stupid movie I can watch again maybe like 4 or 5 weeks for free.
She definitely did not see anything near what she would have for an exclusive theater release.
Yeah, but-
for sure. Like
The one reason I was comfortable paying the $30 for it because my cousin and my aunt went to movies recently, and they're saying the tickets are like $15 a pop.
Right.
So I'm watching
plus
by
popcorn.
I'm watching
yada,
by
yada.
myself. I'm paying $30, so I'm paying for 2 tickets really.
Yeah.
So she got my money for 2 tickets.
But here's the thing.
Unless her
like,
contract only for theatrical tickets.
I think most people, their opinion is like, well, I'm already paying for Disney Plus. Why am I going to pay more?
Exactly. I totally agree with that.
And I agree with that too.
Until I was just like,
So I
price wise, if I go on a date to see Black Widow, I'm paying for 2 tickets anyway.
and plus, like, people like the experience of seeing, especially a movie like that in the big screen.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so
Just
like I feel like, again, I have to say this. I don't necessarily know the financials of it. I don't know how it broke down to, but definitely nowhere near what she would have gotten for exclusive release. For exclusive release, I mean, it was one of the highest movies since COVID. It get, I think, what, $60 million the opening weekend.
Well, she
something
made
like that.
she made $20 million on that, right?
Yeah, $20 million was the salary
So there was
for it.
I was watching I was at Amanda's house and she was watching one of those entertainment shows. Sandra Bullock made $20 million
For Ocean's
for Gravity.
For Gravity, and she also, I think, for
And
Ocean's 8.
and she had the same kind of deal ScarJo had, and she ended up walking away with $70 million.
Right, so that's the same as Robert Downey Jr. for what he made for Iron Man,
Yeah,
or the Avengers.
One of them.
Insert movie here. The back end you make a lot more off of. So he was
Yeah.
able to walk away with $75 million in a lot of those in the back end. It seemed like it was going to be a similar type of deal for Scarlett Jo, and as well she should, because she's been part of Marvel for years now.
And this is what the first female-led superhero movie that's also directed by produced by a woman
Yeah.
in the Marvel universe.
And like I know, like the common person will be like, "Oh, she's already making $20 million." Blah blah blah. I mean, like,
Yeah,
what's
that's
it? But you know, it's a principle right now. It's kind of like Aaron Rodgers, if you will, with Green Bay Packers. It's more of a principle at this point.
How do you think about his explanation?
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
perfect. He didn't throw under the bus like Jordan Love or any of his players.
I
his
never thought it was
coaches.
a Jordan Love issue. I always thought it was a management issue.
It was a management issue. It was.
But I'm hearing some people in Green Bay are thinking he's a crybaby and like now are turning on him. It's like his heel turn.
Stop. He did it for the players.
Yeah, throw a fucking touchdown. I'm sure they'll love you again. But
He did it for the play. It seemed like Scarlett Jo. I mean, like this affects like actors in general. Now Emma Stone is doing the same thing for Cruella. She's thinking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
they gotta get some money off of that.
They do, because they got robbed a lot of money. They got robbed of what they were due.
Yeah, but like I'm paying $30 on Disney Plus in addition. They don't see any of that money.
We don't necessarily know what was worded in the contract because this was a whole new thing. Keep in mind, Cruella, Black Widow, that was filmed before the pandemic ever happened.
And how the hell is Cruella still Premier Access? It's been out for 2 months already.
Yeah, right. So of course that wasn't necessarily going to be negotiated in the contract then. So like it's a whole weird play right now. We're going to see how it turns out in court.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to see that. But Aaron Rodgers, that whole thing. I mean, he was talking about how past players were treated before, like, you know, Randall Cobb, how Devontae Adams is being treated right now.
But they brought Randall Cobb back for him, so I'm
They
a
did?
sign of.
But Jordy Nelson, like, you know, insert player here that Charles Woodson, like Aaron Rodgers had a list of players that he just like brought up, just like on the spot in the press conference, like he knew off the back of his head. It kind of reminded me of CM Punk, actually. You know, the whole voice of the voiceless thing.
So I could talk about this all night. Scarlett Johansson, Aaron Rodgers, movies, the Olympics. But this is a wrestling podcast. We got some news to get into.
I just brought up CM Punk.
Yeah, on that note, end your conversation. Let's get into the news.
It's time for In the News with Michael J. Putty and Mark Schwab.
Into the news, Marcus. The main event at Dynamite featured a bloody no rules death match between Chris Jericho and Nick Gage. During the match, a pizza cutter was used. There was chairs, glass light bulbs, light tubes, a glass pane. Pretty well, a lot of visual. What we see in the indies, not too much in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer reported that Tony Khan cleared that match with TNT officials. It was a one-off kind of deal, depending how the numbers drew. So we might see this again.
1.1.
So after Chris Jericho took the pizza cutter to the face, AEW cut to a commercial for Domino's. Many people like Marcus were laughing. Domino's wasn't laughing.
No,
They were made
weren't.
aware of this. And their spokesperson, Jenny, said, "We share the concerns expressed about this incident and the content of this TV-14 rated program and are assessing our advertising presence going forward."
Stop.
Now, as a smart wrestling fan that we are,
Yeah.
you know, I thought about this last 2 weeks ago what Sami Callihan did on Slammiversary. That pizza cutter is gimmicked. The light tubes are gimmicked. glass plane was gimmicked. The chairs are gimmicked. The tables are gimmicked. Everything there was gimmicked. But not only Domino's, but I hear a lot of families and viewers were concerned as well. Are we surprised with the amount of backlash this match received?
Apparently, some parents in the crowd were a little upset that the kids were watching this. Like, motherfucker,
Where were you?
Listen, Nick Gage was advertised as the main event for this.
The former king of death matches.
Right.
He was thrown by Matt Cardona, by the way.
Yeah, I knew where you're going with that. But
I think everybody did.
But, like, come on. Really? And look at AEW in general the past few weeks. I mean, they've been featuring death matches more and more.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised this was a thing. Like, why am I talking about this in the news? This is TV takedown material. But why the backlash?
Because people are Karens. They're going to complain about anything. Hey, Domino's, I feel like they're looking bad on this. I feel like everyone's making fun of them for this. Lean into it. Lean into it. Have fun. Yeah, here it is.
PBR, Great Man's Beer of Choice.
Cheers to them. I was seeing their social media today. Relentless.
Hardcore relentless.
Relentless.
And my favorite one, you showed me just now. I'm sure you just saw it today. Delete Domino's app from your home screen? Yeah, okay. PBR just
Future endeavored.
pick up. Yes, that's right. It was. That was the caption. Picked up that ball and ran with it. It was just smart marketing on their point.
And Tony Khan started following them. They're like, step one. Tony Khan follows. They're like, yes.
I just don't understand. I mean, especially when parents and kids and like, have you not watched AEW in the past?
Listen, wrestling is violent. If you don't want your kids seeing that stuff, don't bring them to a wrestling event.
There's a reason WWE went PG.
Or go to WWE, right?
But now you're going to fucking AEW, who is TV 14. Of course you can see blood. Didn't they have a match like 4 or 5 weeks ago, Blood and Guts?
Yeah.
That was a lot more blood than this
and
was.
the week before, we saw Jon Moxley versus
yeah, that guy, Archer.
Versus Lance
Was it?
Archer.
I don't think it was not the same amount of blood.
No.
I mean, those spots.
This was.
Their spots.
I thought that match was gruesome, but this match was extra.
I understand.
I had to turn away a couple points. I'm not going to lie.
I just don't get it. It should be a TV takedown.
It should be TV takedown. This was actually my TV takedown.
I don't understand why this became news. Because these fucking Karens and Domino's are making the big deal. I mean, I don't.
Okay, Domino's. Okay, say they're out, right? Say they
okay. I'm sure.
Next person up, man. I'm sure Papa John's.
You're losing one sponsor. You're losing Domino's. You're gonna get 5 more.
Little Caesars.
PBR.
PBR looks like it's gonna be a good one in there.
This is fucking stupid.
That's on par with like Mike Lindell saying like I'm pulling out of Fox. Do you see that?
No.
Mike Lindell is pulling out all of his ads from Fox
Why?
because they're not airing his voter fraud ad. He made a big stink about it.
Why are we still talking about that too?
So many Karens out there. That's the point here.
In other news, W released a bunch of superstars and employees this past year. They started touring again, Marcus. They're doing so with a lot smaller staff. The workload and creative direction have led to many upset individuals. Carl Anderson replied to a tweet from Sean Ross where he posted what Vince McMahon said about giving AEW some of their talent.
Right.
Vince said during the conference call for the Q2 report, and I quote, "I'm not sure where their investments are when it comes to their talent. Perhaps we can give them some more."
Weird comment.
Or cryptic.
Yeah.
Anderson revealed that he's received multiple texts from current superstars who are very unhappy with the current position in the company and the company direction in general. After Vince dropped this line, can we expect more releases?
I'm sure.
And who do you think should be worried about their spot right now? Or who wants to get out, I should say.
I think, honestly, after the whole Braun Strowman deal, I feel like we're both not big, huge Braun Strowman fans, but like it was still shocking to see because he was riding high in that car.
He was riding the fucking show that before.
Absolutely. So it was shocking to see he was cut. I think after that, no one's safe.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I think no one should feel safe, especially Lana as well. I mean, she signed a huge contract with WWE. So who do I think is going to be cut next? Who the fuck knows at this point? Like, I think WWE views everyone as expandable.
There's also in that same conference call, Vince McMahon doesn't see AEW as competition.
I don't understand that.
He's saying they're not WCW, which they're not. They're not on the same level with WCW yet.
When WCW was Nitro, when they were starting doing the Nitro thing, and it was firing all cylinders with NWO? No, not yet. But I would say AEW has a stronger start than when WCW started off.
Oh, that's hands down, because the hype was there.
Right. So I think AEW could actually be more dangerous than WCW was in the height of their ratings war. I mean, look how fast already. I mean, what was Raw ratings?
I don't pay attention anymore because ratings don't matter. Everything's recorded.
Right,
watch
but
stuff.
It's still something to talk about. I mean, AEW hit 1.1 million. They've been consistently hitting 1 million for the last few weeks now.
So I heard.
And it's getting close. If not, like, I'm curious if it beat out Raw this past week.
So I got a notification on my phone how whatever the show was called this week, Fight for the Fallen, what was it called? AW?
I forget.
Took a dip in the ratings. I'm like, all right, it's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so over 1 million.
Yeah.
There's no reason to panic yet.
No, none at all.
Stupid.
AEW going over 1 million, that's a huge deal for them, especially so soon. Like, they're only in not even their full second year yet. I think
This is the second year.
I don't think it's their
October into the third year.
October would be the third?
Yeah.
Okay.
Start of the third.
I stand correct.
I think start of the third, end of the third. I don't know.
Start of the third. It will be the start of the third. So, okay. But still, AEW is still very new, and they're running hot right now, man. And they got 2 big signings, and rumor is Brock Lesnar apparently is getting close to a deal with AEW.
Debunked. I think that's been debunked.
Meltzer reported it today.
Yeah, but I think I heard this evening it's been debunked.
Okay.
He's not talking to anybody.
Okay.
Not even WWE.
Okay.
Believe what you want to believe, but
I think there's some truth to every rumor. I don't necessarily know if that means AEW reached out or his agent reached out to AEW. I don't know.
I know the reporting WWE is that they couldn't care less about CM Punk. He's AEW's headache now. I don't feel like they'll think about that with Brock Lesnar. That's their baby. They won't let him go.
I think. Well, apparently they're furious about Daniel Bryan, though.
Are they?
Yeah. The word is Vince McMahon, all officials, they're furious about
I would
the
be
Daniel
too.
Bryan thing.
So about last week, loyalty. Everything we've done for you. And you're just going to turn our back and sign with the enemy?
I think that's
it's a bad look for
It's
him.
a big deal, though. I mean, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, I mean, like, of course, they're going to view it their own thing with CM Punk, WWE. That ended in bad blood.
Yeah.
Like, we all know the story behind that. But, you know, the fans still cheer for CM Punk.
Yeah.
It's still a thing. Like, whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny it. Like, people love him. And
People hate him, too.
People hate. Well, also, okay, guess what? People hated Howard Stern, and a lot of people that listen to Howard Stern were the people that hated him. So
Do they still hate him, or did he won them over?
he over time he won him over. I'm sure you can say the same thing about Tucker Carlson. Look at his ratings.
We're not going to talk about that guy here.
I'm just saying, though, like, people feel very strongly one way or another about CM Punk. So I think it's going to naturally lead to more ratings for when he pops on to AEW.
Oh, you love him, hate him. You're going to tune in and see what he has to say.
Exactly. So I think it's a smart move for AEW. And a lot of his buddies are there, so maybe CM Punk, especially it's been years removed since the last time he's been in wrestling.
7?
So maybe he's in a better place mentally. Maybe.
So Carl Anderson said he received a lot of text messages from people who are unhappy there. Do you think people are waiting for the release? Are they expecting to land in AEW because they signed so many former WWE guys? Should they not look to the future?
I mean, Carl Anderson is an Impact guy, so, like, you know, it could mean Impact, it could mean AEW.
Well, the line's been blurred with those
The
two
lines are
guys.
blurred too. I mean, it could be NWA, it could be ROH, it could be New Japan, it could be MLW. MLW is trying to make a splash now as well.
Trying.
I mean, there's so many options right now for any wrestler. It's a great time to be a wrestler. It's probably the best time to be a wrestler.
Someone said this is the peak time to be a wrestling fan right now. Wrestling is awesome right now. I forgot who it was. I think it was an Impact star, but
A lot of people have said it. Man.
also Eric Bischoff is warning about AEW signing too many former WB guys, cast-offs.
I mean,
I mentioned a month or two ago. You got to be careful. There's a thin line you got to blur. You don't want to be. You want to sign these guys, but you also don't want to be get the moniker of signing cast-offs and rejects of WB guys. But so far they're doing a good job with it. So
who cares though? Listen, the haters are going to hate no matter what.
True.
Like, you want good wrestling, you want good talent. Like, just like say WWE released Drew McIntyre. You're not going to sign Drew McIntyre just because hey, I have too many WWE guys. No, of course you're going to try to go for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, they don't care. I'm talking about like the critics.
Fuck the critics. Everyone's going to be critic. We're critics.
Are we?
No one gives a fuck about you. No one.
Wow.
I'm talking about the.
Wow.
I'm talking about the critics.
Wow.
No one gives a fuck about you.
What the fucking say?
Like, it's a fact. people are going to do what they're going to do. These companies are going to do what they're going to do. What's best for them. They view you as an asset. I've been talking about insert former WWE person here. So be it. They view that person going to be an asset. They're going to go with that person. And guess what? You may have some thoughts about it. Guess what? Same thing as you said about Aaron Rodgers. People were criticizing him, calling him a crybaby. Throws that touchdown. Yay, we love you.
Yeah.
We love you. It's the same shit.
In other news, there have been many rumors flying about Becky Lynch's return. It was confirmed that Becky Lynch is not scheduled to be back anytime soon, air quotes.
Really?
She has been making road dates with Seth Rollins, but that's because she's, whatever. Fans will have to wait for Becky Lynch to return. I'm calling the pop's going to be tremendous. I'm waiting for this pop. Now that fans are back, Vince could always change his mind and have her come back next week.
She changed her hair color back.
But the plan right now, they're going to be waiting a considerable amount of time for her return. Like, what are they waiting for? And when do you think they'll bring her back then?
I have no idea. I would think SummerSlam.
I figured you'd come back when the fans are back, and SummerSlam is the perfect opportunity. You have to sell out a football stadium. Talking about this last week, football stadium.
Yeah.
You want to bring Becky Lynch back? No?
Of course. Especially, like, with the whole thing what they're doing with, like, the whole Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Nikki ASH. Like, I feel like, you throw Becky Lynch into that aspect.
Perfect.
Especially for SummerSlam or to help. Because obviously these two are going to gang up on Nikki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
It's going to happen. And who better save her than a big star like Becky Lynch? Listen, I just saw on Twitter today she changed her hair color back to what normally is for WWE.
Right.
I think there's some swerve reports out there.
Okay. I hope so.
Think about all these big returns with like Edge and whatnot when they made their returns. There were a lot of swerve reports going on there. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, but if you're trying to sell at a football stadium and get buy rates for the biggest show of the year now, because what happened with WrestleMania, this thing is something you want to advertise ahead of time.
Do you think that maybe also, like, going back to AEW, like how furious they were with the leaks that CM Punk got signed and Daniel Bryan got signed?
I don't blame them.
They were pissed. Those are big news.
Yeah.
Do you think WWE picked up on that? I was like, yo, let's give some like fake nuggets here.
I wasn't thinking about that, but I could definitely see that.
Like teams do that in the NFL. They give like fake news out there.
But again, I also feel like this is something you want to advertise ahead of time because you want the draw.
No, you want the surprise. You want the social media pops. You want the pops from the fans. You want people to come to the shows because you never know what's going to happen next.
It's fair.
Or tune into the show rather too. Like we talked about before. I mean, that's one of the coolest things about wrestling is sometimes you just never know what's going to happen.
If it's not SummerSlam, the next opportunity is Royal Rumble. I feel like it's too far down the road for that.
I don't know Survivor Series, but Royal Rumble is probably
Survivor
the
Series
spot.
is the fourth rung on the top four.
Right.
Especially if The Rock's coming back to Survivor Series, or allegedly.
Yeah.
I feel like then it's SummerSlam, then not SummerSlam, it's Royal Rumble. That's still almost 5-6 months away.
I'm thinking it's going to be a week or two before SummerSlam or the Raw after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
One of those three options. It's going to happen soon.
Okay, I hope so.
There's no... I do not buy into this. Why else did Becky Lynch change her hair color back so suddenly? She could have kept her hair the way it was. I guess I'm looking too much into that. I don't know. Maybe. But like that is a thing.
That could have been a nugget on her behalf, too. The same thing.
She's been trolling a lot.
Trolling about the Money in the Bank thing, too.
I don't know. It just makes sense. It makes sense for her to come back.
It does. So I'm hoping this is, like you said, false, because when else would you bring her back?
Right.
This is a perfect opportunity.
Is she just not ready to go yet, maybe?
That's something I was thinking about, too. Maybe she did have a kid.
Right.
Although she looks in phenomenal shape. We don't know how she is internally and mentally.
There's fitness shape and there's ring shape. Two different
and mentally
things.
shape, too. But I can't, as a man, I can't imagine.
We can't assume.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean...
But it's been a while now.
She seems like she's in tip-top shape. She seems like she's good to go.
It's been several months now.
She hasn't really spoken. She hasn't really done any interviews, so we don't know where she is at.
Good. Keep it that way. I want to be surprised.
What she wants to do. She seems like she's having fun with the fans, like trolling us. So I think the biggest question is she in ring shape? I think that's the biggest question right now.
Looks like it, but again, it can be deceiving. That's all I got for the news, Mark. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I think we pretty much covered all the bases there, right?
Ready to get into some TV Takedown?
Let's do it up.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, Marcus, it was another interesting week of TV. What was your takedown?
Good word for it. Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it. I mean, my takedown was, Chris Jericho and Nick Gage.
Okay.
Again,
the former king of death matches.
You have to stress that. Dude, it was Bloody Massacre, man. Put any hardcore death match I've ever seen to shame.
Okay, wow.
It's just like, I've always had my thing about death matches. I've never been a big fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this match, like I said, a few times I had to look away. But, they are telling a great story here with all this, with Jericho. And much respect to Chris Jericho. Like, obviously, if you didn't think he was a GOAT before, like, he's got to be considered now at this point. Because this dude, especially at this stage of his career, I mean, he doesn't have to do this.
Yeah.
At all. And he did so glowingly. I love how the Juice is coming back. Face Jericho next week. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, a nice throwback moment there for for Chris Jericho.
I'm happy they're not these laborers. I got the word right this week.
Yes.
They're not like AEW guys. They're bringing in people from his past to tell a story.
Yeah. And I love how MJF brought that up too. They showed the promo, and he's like, Chris Jericho's like, Google it.
Yeah.
He's like, I did Google it.
That's right.
And guess what? Hey, dude, this is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Should be good.
This storyline is very, very intriguing. It's so unique the way they're doing this. I mean, you could easily do any type of gauntlet match possible, but the way they're doing this, the style they're doing it, like, it's...
Chris Jericho has to do a move at the top rope. It's kind of a lame gimmick, but I mean something cool's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, very, very much so. But, I have to bring up, that we're talking about this match again. Like, you sent me an article about AEW.
Oh, yeah.
How one part of this article was talking about how this match was setting WWE or setting wrestling back.
Oh, I don't remember what the verbatim was, but
it was making a mockery of.
It was AEW's making a mockery of the wrestling business.
And you said with this article you agree with certain points. What was it that you agree with that? Like, I don't necessarily see how.
I don't remember offhand the verbatim of the article, but again, I sympathize with him because I said numerous times on the show I'm not a deathmatch person.
Right.
I don't get the style of wrestling. It's not even wrestling. Pat from the Boulevard Billies even said it's not wrestling. It's performance art. Because there's no moves. You don't do wrestling moves in a death match. I mean, the toughness shown by both guys is awesome. Props to both guys for doing this because a lot of ridiculous spots. The fans seem to like it for some reason.
Right.
But it's just not my bag, not my cup of tea.
Listen, I normally agree with you in this. I will say this about that match. I don't think I like death matches just for the sake of having death matches or like a death match event where like all matches are death matches. Not into that.
There's stuff like, I think Green Man went to a couple in Brooklyn where it's like a death match in a bar.
Yeah.
That's not wrestling.
I have a lot of questions about that. A lot of questions about that.
There's not like arm drags or suplexes going on. It's just.
But listen, hey, if that's your bag.
Also, I don't think in those barroom death matches there's a lot of gimmicked spots either, though.
I'll say this: if that's your bag, that's your bag. And respect to any performer who does that. Yeah. Just not for me. Love you guys. Go do your thing. Go play in that playground. It seems like a good time for you guys. Not my thing. But I will say this with the death match that we just saw here on AEW with Nick Gage and Chris Jericho. Going back to it, if it tells a story, I'm fine with it. Like, this was just like MJF, like another obstacle before you get to the main villain, a.k.a. MJF. Throwing in like a huge person here. Nick Gage, obviously, like the king of death matches, or as you like to say right now, the former king of death matches.
Former king, please.
Okay.
Put respect on that.
But we all know Nick Gage, his brand associated with death matches.
But he's not the king anymore, though.
And that's one of the labors that Chris Jericho has to go through in order to get to MJF. It's a big deal. Chris Jericho, we have never seen him in a death match before, especially in this type of capacity. Huge fucking deal. Yeah. Can Chris Jericho do it? It told a story. In that regard, I appreciate it.
You talk about Karrion Kross coming up to the main roster, how there was no reaction from the crowd.
Yeah.
Because casual fans don't know much about NXT.
Right.
Was it the same thing with Nick Gage? Because I feel like not many people know about GCW in its past. I wasn't a part of doing this podcast. Wasn't for Green Man and the Boulevard Bullies. I wouldn't know who this guy is either. I don't feel like his Nick Gage nationally, his reputation isn't as well known.
I mean, like they also did the what was that documentary?
True. He had that Vice thing. Dark.
Yeah, thank you.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring. Yes.
That's what it's called. That's true. I forgot about that.
I
You're right.
blanked out on it.
Apologize.
So
Good point.
I think if they didn't know who he was before, like, more people
That's
knew
fair.
about him. He did get good pops. It seems like more people knew who he was than Karrion Kross and Monday Night Raw.
I'm thinking the same thing when I heard that too. I'm like, wow, okay.
Hey, you know what? Good showing by him. It put in a national platform what this guy can do.
So I don't see him being signed to AEW because.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
So do you think this is a one-off thing, or do you think we'll see Nick Gage a couple more times in AEW?
Who knows with this storyline? Maybe he does make an appearance again for the storyline purposes. I don't necessarily know if he gets signed. Like,
I know him and
what else can they do with it? Would he want to be signed to the AEW?
John Moxley have a rivalry going on too.
Sure.
Maybe he comes back for that.
Does he want to get away from deathmatch wrestling? And
Hey, he's been dethroned. He's not the king anymore. He passed the torch.
there's that.
So maybe he wants to get back to wrestling, but
Who knows?
who knows? The sky's the limit for this guy.
I mean, no matter what, his stock is soaring
Absolutely.
up. So even if he goes back to GCW, does whatever from there. I mean, he's got a few indie dates coming up. Like that's better.
He has to have a rematch for the king.
Better payday for him,
Much better.
right? And I'm sure he was making good coin as is,
He was a big name with the GCW. Thing.
right?
Yeah.
So, but more money now, obviously, from AEW from that national exposure there, and then on top of that, like more eyes to wherever he goes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So his stock is going up
And if you didn't know who he was, he gained a lot more followers or fans from that match.
for sure.
That's a fucking sick match.
For sure. Everyone won there.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Everyone.
There's no losers here except Domino's.
Hey, Domino's could have won from that, by the way, if they leaned into it. All they had to do was lean into it. Because honestly, not for nothing, everyone's been talking about that. Everyone's been talking about Domino's. That's some great press right there.
Huge. And what a great spot to put the commercial.
It was. Dude, honestly, fuck it. I thought that was awesome.
One of the best Twitter accounts for a national fast food chain is Wendy's.
Oh, totally. Totally.
So they have somebody similar running their social media platform that's giving a whole different story here.
Oh, my God. Game changer, bro.
I said, buy into it, man.
They took it way too seriously. Way too
You know,
seriously.
you're watching wrestling, right?
Yeah. Yeah, what was your takedown?
It's kind of hard to find one.
I have a couple myself, too.
If that was like overall like a blah week for TV. But the one thing, you knew it was coming. They were teasing it for a while.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And once I read the spoilers, because
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks are pre-taped because of the Olympics, Dakota Kai turning on Raquel Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew it was coming because I read the spoilers, but it was still like, oh my God, when is it happening? And she was like, as long as I got your back, you're always going to be champion.
Right.
The celebration. And you knew it was coming because they teased it, like this tiny little things they did to tease it for a while.
Little facial expressions. That
Facial
she would
expressions
do.
during promos.
Yeah.
When they would walk down to the ring, she would stare at the title. There was a couple times she was asked a question, Dakota Kai would cut her off and answer it.
And those tiny little things, it makes me wonder, like, was that produced or was that Dakota Kai?
I have no clue.
Because those are, like, some minute, detailed, like, things there that it's very hard to coach or direct.
So I thought it's kind of quick that this is coming up, but then I realized who else is next to contend with her. It's like the perfect timing, great feud coming up. I'm looking forward to this feud, man.
This feud has been in the making for quite some time.
When this feud is over,
Yeah.
are both women at NXT or somebody move up?
Someone moves up. I don't think it's going to be both. Or actually, you know what? Honestly, the way how NXT people have been moving up so fast, NXT would be wise to have them stay because they need some stability right now. As much as I'd love to see one of them get called up, like I think NXT needs some help right now.
Also, I've been like hiding Raquel Gonzalez since I first saw her. Mm-hmm. I think she's the next big thing here.
Yeah,
But Dakota Kai's been there for a long time. I think it's now her time to
that was
excel
like
to the next level.
that was Shawn Michaels-esque right there. The turn, that kick, great camera angle by the way.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Shawn Michaels super kicked Diesel.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what it was.
And just look at them. She towers over Dakota Kai. There's no way Dakota Kai can stand a chance, but that is professional wrestling.
It's professional
Can't wait
wrestling.
for the story.
Dakota Kai is great at mind games.
Yeah.
You know, she knows Raquel Gonzalez very well.
Oh, snap, was what I said out loud when I saw Su Yung back on my TV briefly on Impact Wrestling.
With Kimberly?
Then they panned up to one of her undead brides. I'm like, what the? Why are they showing her? Why are they focusing on Su Young's back? Why are they focusing on Su Yung? It took me a minute, Marcus, to realize who it was. I'm like, oh, shit.
It's
What
so
is
wild.
going on here? Did
Right.
not see that coming. Susan brought her into the room. Like, what's going on here? So now I'm curious what's going on with Kimberly. She's an undead bride?
Lots of questions.
I
Lots
thought
of
that
questions.
it was very quick. I think it was only like not even 30 seconds.
Not even.
But it made an impact. I'm like, oh, shit.
That's Su Yung. That type of gimmick, that type of character, like, it's perfect for like a short segment like that.
Yeah.
Because it's very cryptic, whatever she's going to do, whatever promos that she has. It's always going to make you think, like, all right, what does this mean? What's going to happen next? Impact does a good job with it, especially with that type of character.
Yeah, stuff.
They do a really good job with that. But I got to talk about this, man. Like, I was going to talk about Dakota Kai as well, and the whole heel turn. Speaking of heel turns, Sasha Banks may return to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Called it, right? Didn't I call it? We were watching SmackDown together. But I got to say, man, it was still fun to see. Sasha Banks
you
can tell she enjoys being a heel way more than being a face, man.
I think everybody has to. You're a heel.
Yeah?
Talking about being a face last week, back to your return to indie wrestling.
Yeah.
Everyone says being heel is more fun.
Way more. Well, I think Riley Shepard would probably disagree.
Really?
Yeah, Riley Shepard, she's now heel at Titan, and I think another promotion now too.
It's got to be hard, though, to switch up for promotions, right?
It is. Like,
It's
I'm fine
easy.
with
I heard it's more fun being a heel and harder being a face because it's harder to win a crowd over. It's easy to make a crowd hate you. Because if you go to New York, you have the Yankees suck and pull up Boston Red Sox or whatever.
Right.
But to win a crowd over, it's
To win a crowd over, like, it depends on the character. Like, I feel like with the Hollywood thing that I have, like, that's very hard to, like, win a crowd over. Like, people hate Hollywood.
Yes, we do.
Especially like someone that looks like me. Like,
Yes, we do.
will punch me in the face.
Yeah, absolutely. Every second of my life.
Especially when I call myself your favorite actor,
Yeah,
the Hollywood
small.
assassin, Mark
What an
Schwab.
asshole.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I go to Ryan Peterson. I was just like, dude, let's drop your favorite actor for this one. Huh? Like, trying to think of every possible way to, like, not make me seem so dick.
Hard. That's really hard to do.
Really hard to do. But no, Sasha Banks, I mean, she does a good job as face, though. But
Yeah, she's better, though, as a...
Yeah.
But the boss gimmick is better as a heel.
Exactly. Big deal, though, to see the champ, Bianca Belair, tap out, though, to the boss statement. That's how we ended off SmackDown.
Is that a bigger deal, or Roman Reigns tapping out to Daniel Bryan was a bigger deal?
I mean, they were both pretty big deals.
He was fucking head of the table. You don't
Yeah.
see Roman Reigns. I don't think we've ever seen Roman Reigns tap out.
Never seen Roman Reigns tapped out.
That's what reminded me of it.
But
Him
here's the-
tapping out to Edge too. That fucking
Although, I will say this, Roman Reigns, heel, so you expect him to kind of tap out at those moments when it doesn't count. Bianca Belair is like the face of the women's division right now. You don't
on both brands. I think.
I think it's safe to say right now, the way she's being pushed, you don't expect a face to tap out.
True.
Especially as champion. You don't expect to see that. So, of course, plants the seeds. Obviously we're going to see Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks to rematch SummerSlam. Is Sasha Banks going to win? What's going to happen here?
And we ended SmackDown with her passing out.
Yeah. Great moment for Sasha Banks. Even though, like, listen, saw it a mile away, still fun to see.
And I felt the return was underwhelming. We knew it was coming, but I just felt like it could have been a bigger moment than it was.
I wish we didn't know.
Yeah, me too. It would have been better.
Why did we know? Who reported that?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Again, surprising and surprises versus being an announcement. It's yin and yang here.
I feel like that would have been a bigger moment if it was a surprise.
Hands down.
The coming out to save.
I feel like
Bianca Belair.
that would her saving Bianca Belair at the end of the show carry over to next week, and then this would have been a better.
Oh, you think they should have prolonged it? Like,
Yeah.
As far as like extend it out.
Like
You mean.
end the show with her saving her.
Mm.
Oh shit! The boss is back.
Right.
Oh, now she's teaming up, and then turn next week.
I mean,
For both things happen in one show.
Yeah.
SmackDown, you're a great show overall. You don't need to rush things.
No, I kind of see what you're talking about, but we don't. It's hard to criticize it when you're in the middle of it
That's
because
true.
we don't necessarily know what they have planned out.
Truth. See what happens.
So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, of course, we knew it was going to. That hug was so forced by Sasha Banks, and Bianca Belair was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So yeah, we knew. Like we called it, but at the end of the night, Sasha's going to turn on her, and there was.
Especially when you get the 1, 2, 3 at 9:53, and
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, there's
SmackDown ends early,
there's a lot of time.
so you at least got 4 minutes left.
And hey, Roman didn't end the show,
Yeah, man. Interesting.
right? Weren't we just talking about that? Roman like starts the show and ends the show.
Congratulations to you, by the way, on getting a new house.
What do you mean?
Pulling the curtain back on the show, by the way. You said your friends are buying a house. You're going to crash
Oh,
the contract signing
yeah,
and put your name on the contract because apparently that's legal
it's
nowadays.
legal.
Oh, man.
I'm going to show up at that closing. Sweet Chin Music, sign my name. I have a house.
Props to commentary and the management for saying this is not true. This can't be legal, but yet somehow it is legal.
Right.
The name on the contract read Finn Balor, but John Cena just wrote over Finn Balor, put his own name. So we knew something was going to happen. It happened. I couldn't have predicted that way going down.
No. That was a pretty cool segment overall.
Cool segment. But what does this do to Finn Balor, though?
Well, Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin next week. That's what we're going to see, it seems like, in SmackDown. It's going to lead to some sort of...
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
But then why tease the Finn Balor Roman Reigns match, which we knew was a
I think
smoke screen?
I think eventually we're going to get.
Eventually we'll. Probably Night of Champions or something.
Yeah.
Lesser pay-per-view.
So I'm actually kind of glad this happened the way it did because it doesn't really shit on Finn Balor. Remember I was saying I was a little worried. Like
I was too. How did he get out of this?
yeah, I mean Finn Balor is a rising star. Like this kind of shits on him a little bit. Great promo by the way by Roman Reigns.
I totally agree with everything he said.
Agree with
You're hungry. You want
everything
this,
he
yeah.
said. Agree with everything
I
he
mentioned
said.
it last week. This is not a match I thought I wanted to see until last week. And I was looking forward to this match. Again, knowing something, we're not going to get this match.
Yeah.
Talking about it as we're watching. Maybe it's a triple threat. Maybe something happens. Because it's going to be John Cena and Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, SummerSlam. But also kind of props is like, although it was kind of stupid, doesn't make too much sense. I've never seen a contract signing like this. Someone hijack a contract signing.
Right.
We were
Paul
so
Heyman,
close.
Paul Heyman could sue.
You're so close to Baron Corbin doing it. Come on, Baron Corbin. Get a break.
He needs a break. No, but like Roman Reigns, I thought did a tremendous job actually putting over Finn Balor. in that
I agree.
promo. Did his job very well. He's so good in the mic now. It's not even funny. It's like night and day.
So, Roman Reigns.
Mm.
I've always been a fan of Roman Reigns.
I haven't.
He was supposed to be the breakout star of the Shield until Seth Rollins upstaged him. But now I'm looking at Roman Reigns now, the Roman Reigns we have for the last 300-something days.
Yeah.
It's totally different from the Roman Reigns we had beforehand.
Unstoppable.
That was an actor.
Yes.
I feel a lot of it has to do with his facial expressions.
Totally.
When he was face Roman Reigns, like he would just give his lines. He would deliver them pretty well sometimes,
Dead eyes.
but dead eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's making faces, rolling his eyes back and forth, making smug, like...
Because he's feeling it.
Yeah, I feel
he's
like
feeling this character.
A lot of it has to do with his facial expressions, too. Talking about the selling and
Right.
acting as you know. But his facial expressions when someone else is talking is just still as great as him speaking.
I think
Something we didn't see during face Roman Reigns.
when Roman Reigns was like the face, it seemed like he was playing a part that like he didn't feel comfortable playing.
He was playing a face, yeah.
Yeah. And this seems to be like, and of course I don't know Roman Reigns personally, but like this seems like more something he's more comfortable with. Maybe it's an extension of who he is or whatever. Like whatever's going on here, it's clicking, it's working. This is something that he's obviously vibing a lot more with, and you can see he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
He's enjoying it.
It's like his facial reactions are fucking selling it, too.
Like he's just more natural right now.
So he delivered that killer line about missionary position last week.
He brought it back.
John Cena shut it down this week. And I totally agree with him. Like, if you find somebody who's killer at missionary for 20 years, you got to keep it because, yeah, it makes sense. But then Roman Reigns brought up missionary again.
Yeah.
Are we going to still see this missionary thing going on? Or, like, I feel like John Cena shut it down, but now he's bringing it back. I'm like, all right, I guess so.
I can't wait to see them have it back and forth again. Like person to person.
I want to see that
middle
too.
of the
Yeah,
ring.
I'm waiting for that.
Because the last time that happened, John Cena absolutely destroyed him.
I feel like he will again.
I don't think he will.
I think he will.
I think
Unless they're going on script. If they're going to be off the cuff improv, I think John Cena's going to school him. Unless Paul Heyman gets involved.
I don't think it's going to be schooled. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, Paul Heyman is the X Factor. I think Roman Reigns is so comfortable right now. Like, he's riding that high. Something he's never been before. Even when he was the face, even when he was pushed down our throats, he was never really riding that high. Now he is. Now he's feeling himself. Now he's comfortable. I am very curious to see that exchange.
So I never hear anybody say anything bad about Roman Reigns now. Everyone's loving Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But yet, he's still getting booed and people saying he sucks. Something we're worried about when fans come back.
Yeah.
People cheering him and turning the character. I'm happy they're sticking with the storyline here. And Roman Reigns does suck. He is a bad guy. Because if they were cheering for him like everybody else is, that thing would ruin the gimmick right now.
I mean, the way he plays it, like, you kind of have no choice but to boo him. The way he plays it. This is why Paul Heyman's with him. It's so vital that he's with him because Paul Heyman understands the psychology of having fans hating you.
Yeah.
He understands how to do that. And, obviously Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns are working very close together. So I'm sure Paul Heyman's giving him a lot of tidbits and like how to do this, what to do, yada, yada. So it's low-key MVP could be Paul Heyman in this.
Oh, hands down.
Granted, he's not doing a lot on camera. He's not compared to what we've seen him do with like Brock Lesnar or even CM Punk.
But even now, it's more effective because we don't need
him.
But what he does is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like the way he just holds the belt in Roman Reigns' face when he's talking.
The facial expressions.
Like when Roman Reigns holds out his hand, he gives him the belt or the microphone. So I was thinking about tonight, I was watching it. Like, Paul Heyman doesn't do much, but what he does do it's effective.
So
I
effective.
think more effective than Brock Lesnar or fucking CM Punk.
It's
because he was their mouthpiece. Again, CM Punk didn't need one, but with Roman Reigns, it's just so more like effective.
Paul Heyman's very good at adapting to like any type of talent that he's with. Even when he was with Ryback, even when he was with Cesaro,
Kurt McGillicuddy,
Kurt McGillicuddy,
Mike McGillicuddy, before they changed his name.
Yeah. But like those weren't necessarily the best considering all the people he's been with. But like he was still able to do something with him and adapt his style with those certain wrestlers.
Yeah.
So Paul Heyman, low key. I mean, like not even low key as far as managers go, and as far as enhancing talent go, hands down.
Absolutely. Quickly, I was happy to see Moose get his win back against Chris Sabin, a match I was looking forward to more than I was their Slammiversary match on Impact. Because this time I actually took Chris Sabin seriously. I didn't take him seriously during Slammiversary.
Got it.
Now I'm looking forward to the rubber match, man. Can't wait to see this match. Moose, Sabin got chemistry. Just want to give a quick shout out to Moose and Chris Sabin. Looking forward to their match. That's all I got for TV, man.
Same. We covered it all.
All right, Mark, any go-home thoughts for you, my friend?
Yeah, dude. I want to give a shout out to the OTR show. We talked over Twitter through Shot of Wrestling, and they had us on. They had me on their show like right after Monday Night Raw. Cool group of people over there. Great show. That made my Twitch debut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about possibly doing some collab work down the road. So, yeah. Just want to give a shout out over to them.
All right, awesome. What are their names?
It's called the OTR show.
What does it stand for?
It stands for Over the Ropes.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah. Shout out to them.
How was it? What'd you talk about on Raw?
We talked about like every step of the way about Raw.
Oh, beginning to end?
From beginning
through the whole show?
Yeah, went through the whole show,
Cool.
reviewing each spot. They have their own ranking system on there, so we gave our own ranking system. That was pretty hard. It was pretty hard on Raw, not going to lie.
How can you not be?
It was a chore watching it, I have to say.
I mean, I went to the Met game Monday night. First time going out to a huge public setting like that. So I started watching Raw when I got back, but I was too tired. So I watched it on Tuesday. Same thing with AEW, fucking finish it in like 20 minutes. Just fast forward most of that shit. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Even tonight watching SmackDown, I'm like, I miss fast forwarding. Like when Finn Balor came out, I just fast forward his entrance. I don't need to fucking see the 3-minute diatribe of him coming out. And
You don't want to look at his abs and feel bad about yourself?
I feel bad about myself already. I don't need to feel more shit about myself.
Touche.
So Closer has a director I wasn't even considered for.
I was about to say, actually, yeah, we got a director.
Closer or Closer?
Closer.
Closer.
Why? Okay. Why would I name you as director? Have you ever directed anything before?
The show week in and week out.
This is different.
Boom.
This is, okay.
Boom.
Well played, by
Thank
the
you.
way. But this is different than theater.
It's not. It's the same exact thing.
Okay. Really?
Same exact
How is it? How is it the same?
Stand here, stay here. Wait, no, no. Try this here.
No, it's a lot more doing with character development and all that. Too.
Yeah, so I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so curious. I'm so curious to see what you did. I'll show you a script now. I want to break down a scene
Okay.
and see what you can do
Boom.
with it.
No problem. You know how many film classes I've taken? I know what I'm fucking doing.
Film and theater are different, though.
I've worked in theater before in high school.
Doing what?
Tech and
It
set
is
design.
high school.
Yeah, but the best high school in the nation. So
In the nation?
absolutely, hands down.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I can say my high school is the best in the world. Like, we were number
Oh,
one.
really?
We were number one in the nation in lacrosse. How about that?
According to the number one overall school in the nation, according to U.S. News and World Report. No.
What year?
Several years. Boom. Screw it.
What about in theater, though?
Yeah, we're great. We have a great theater program.
Yeah, we were great. Yeah, we were great. Where were you ranked?
Again, we were ranked number one overall.
Overall, but like
The number one Catholic high school in the nation.
oh, number one Catholic high school in the nation.
Yeah, what else?
Not necessarily number one school.
What
in the
else is
nation.
there? Anyway,
Okay,
for your-
Betsy DeVos.
for yourfavoriteactor.com, check out the non-shot wrestling stuff yet.
I'm still working.
Yeah,
on
of
it.
course you are. I'll hear that for the fucking next 3 years.
I'm a very busy man. I have multiple projects I'm working on.
That sucks to be you, right?
I'm actually enjoying my life.
No, at least one of us is.
But you can find me in the meantime at yourfavoriteactor.com.
I've been your host at Michael J. Putty. Until next week, Putty out.
Hey baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh my. And maybe you seem a bit confused, yeah baby, but I got you pinned. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.